feels good to be back. Okay, car's in good condition. You know, I'm actually pretty glad that I leave off the streams of this with my car in good condition. Makes it so much easier to just pick up and resume where I was. I forgot we have two, like, special plasma scrappers. That's really nice. Thanks, full. Got some putty in there. I think it looks pretty good. Stop beeping. Oh shit. Is this what we're doing today? We're just gonna go to A6, huh? Is that the plan? E6, C4, A2, A6. Oh my gosh. Meteorite medley. Thanks, I hate it. Alright. I guess this is our life today, huh? We're on the road again. I sing this song every time I play this game. Okay, we're trying, our goal, collect Olympium fragment. That is our goal, and scan anything that we might be missing. I don't think there will be anything that we're missing on this current path. Alright, let's go. Definitely go in E6. Not going to E7. Got some heavy fog. Okay, not too bad. We can grab. I'll probably skip this one because it is down this hill, but I'm gonna grab these two, and then the one near the exit. You know how they say that you shouldn't drink drive? I don't think you should be hungover and drive either. I feel like the drinking and drive, there should be some way in our physical health to, holy Jesus Christ, to determine whether or not somebody has been drinking the night before. Because of course my blood alcohol content this morning would be 0, right? But I feel like there should be some way to measure somebody's blood alcohol content the night before. Rest stop. Radio going. Oh no. Oh! Shit. Shit. going on? Why is my... Why is my... Why are my hotkeys switching between all my items? I'm not pressing it. Oh my god. That was weird. I think some bug. They added player quirks now. It's like car quirks. Maybe we should be collecting some resources. You know, if we're planning to go to some place where it's going to be really dangerous. But where's the fun in being prepared, right? You can't prepare yourself for life. Why should you be able to prepare yourself for this? You know, in real life, like, babies pop out of nowhere. Like, where do babies come from? Nobody knows. How was I made? I'm gonna grind up these, well, this one armored door. I mean, speaking of babies, it's kind of crazy how, like, bones are formed and shit. Am I the only one that thinks that? Like, you know how your adult teeth, right? They grow over your baby teeth. Well, you know, they grow, like, above your baby teeth and they push your baby teeth out. Right? Cool stuff. But your bones, like, it's not like your bones break one day and they reform stronger. You know? Your bones just kind of slowly grow on top of themselves. That's wild. Like, think about that. The bones you have in your body, those are the bones you've always had in your body. Not like your skin or something, right? Where your skin is just kind of layers that die and then get, you know. Did I just start scrapping my door? Let's not do that, please. You know, it's like your mouth cells, you know, those get replaced so quickly. Which is why your mouth heals from, like, problems quite quickly. Alright, we're going to C4. After I take a drink. Okay, dense acid. We just won't... No acid. That's just what it's gonna be. Don't do acid, kid, okay? If you were planning to do acid today, don't do acid. Ooh, I kind of want to grab that. Yeah, I could. Just depends on how bad the acid stuff is here. We could get some of the resources here. Okay. Thought there was more of it, but there actually isn't. Oh well. We got some of it. I'm happy. Ooh, don't drive through that. That's acid. Ooh. Ooh, that's a lot of thermosap. I'm doing a chat. I don't have a hammer. Oh no, do I only have one hammer? Ooh. That's not good. Okay, I'm not doing a chat, because we only have one hammer, apparently. And I need to save that for the Olympium fragments. So we're not getting thermosap. I'm just gonna skip that. We're gonna stay focused, okay? We're gonna stay focused on the Olympium fragments. We need more of them. Ignore the... Jesus. Where's the road? It's an art investigator? Yes, it is. I'm gonna not grab that. Very hard to see the road here. Ooh! No! Oh my god, I hate those. I think if we scrap the TV, it has a part, the pressurized cartridges I think we can use to make more hammers. Yeah. Oh, it's the gas cylinder, not the pressurized. Ow. I could scrap the burp bunnies too. They can sometimes drop chemicals. There's some chemicals lurking. Yeah, I don't think this will be spoiler 2 yet, but there will be some potentially later. Good news is I just said fuck it after work yesterday and I bought a case. Ubered myself home. So later today I'll be building my new stream PC. I don't think I will record that though. No, no, no. Fuck off. Go fuck yourself. Suck my dick. Yeah, new streaming PC on should be on our Monday stream. 1080p, 60 FPS for everything. Unless you guys give me $10 and then I will do a 240p stream. Okay, $5. $5 I will do 1 hour at 240p. And I will play something extremely bitrate heavy. What would kill the bitrate? Like Vampire Survivors or something would kill the bitrate. That'd be the worst stream ever. Don't give me money for that. That's the stupidest stream idea in the world. Yeah, just give me some money, I'll fuck over your viewing experience for an hour. That'll be fun, right, chat? You don't have to give me money to do that, I'll just do that normally. I mean, my favorite thing to do is, like, rope people in with wholesomeness, and then just have the hottest hot takes ever. Make them leave. Or lava takes. Sad thing is I'm kind of, I can't really milk like Starfield and Baldur's Gate anymore. I'm starting to lose how much I can milk my hot takes on those games. Oh god, Meteorite Medley. Well, we're just gonna, you know, we have to get through 3 of these, right? So I'm just gonna try to grab anything on the way and look for Olympian veins. But God forbid we have one of those meteors hit us. We need to, like, just be careful. Jesus, look at this. Oh yeah, this is the old wall. God, this is such a terrible place to drive through. Okay, Limmac. Oop, there's one. I need to grab my hammer too. Oh, I do have a hammer, but it's a regular hammer. I specifically need the magnetic hammer. I know I'm taking some rads too. It is what it is. Just crack the fragment. Alright, go away. I think I got them all from there. Oh, this is our goal. This is what we're here for. thing is, we actually have a lot of energy on the main pathway. Oh my god. Oh, okay, that's kind of okay. Here we go. The slightly good thing is, I'm gonna hold off here for a moment. Oh no, we would have to get to Red Spires to even have an exit out of here. Okay, well, we'll make the most of this and try to avoid the giant meteors falling on us. Lovely. Oh no. Ooh. I mean, it's a really cool anomaly, but it's very, very tense driving right now, knowing one of those things could just land on me. Actually, with those things recharging my car, I should be resource looking a lot more than I am. Don't see anything. The safest to look in here. Alright, if we can pull off to the left up here, there is some energy, some anchor energy. The magnet. Ooh, there's some up there that I would like to grab. I'm gonna try getting my car up there. Oh! Oh! Oh no, it's gonna, no, let me not, let me not. The green AoE fucks over your car. Nice. Okay. A step forward. We want to grab. I'm just gonna. Whatever. Whatever I was about to say doesn't matter. We really need gas, though. No, that's not a good place to grab it. I'm gonna check this car. There's a little bit in there, actually. Not much, but it is something. That's not terrible. This engine does go through heals so quickly though. Oh, okay. Will it reach this far? I don't think it will. Two? That was a shitty one. I'm gonna grab this too. But first, heal up a bit. Alright, we need to head back a bit. Oh shit, there's something wrong with my engine. I'm gonna get to the next checkpoint and see what's wrong with it. Drive around to death. Ooh! Oh no. I got a little too close. Ooh. Hold on. Small detour. Free heals. Free heals in the zone that's also destroying my car, so maybe that's not the greatest, but who am I to judge? Shit, that's 100% a flat tire. Ooh. I'm gonna get in here and check things out. Where it's safe from the meteorites. Oh no, the zone's closing in on me too. Yeah, I need a sealing kit. Do I have a sealing kit? Uh-oh. I need a car. I need to find a car really quickly where I can get some rubber. Oh, I'm so stupid. I didn't pack any sealing kits. I need rubber ASAP. Okay, here we go. This one will work. Can we not for 2 seconds? Oh my god. Okay, there's some rubber. And this needs a mechanics kit. Alright, we'll make a sealing kit. I know I have a mechanics kit. Yeah, problem solved. Mechanics kit's not in here. I only have one of them. My window's busted too, but that's something I'll deal with later. Not super crucial to fix right now. Don't see any more resources I need. Ooh, careful. Ooh, careful. Ooh. Could I grab more fuel from this barrel if the game doesn't make it really difficult for me? Not much. I kind of wish these fuel barrels held more. Like, I wouldn't mind if they spawned less, but held more. Because it seems kind of weird that they only have that much for an entire barrel. Like, it seems better to just harvest cars. Even though they're a little less reliable, right? Where's the... Could be some energy over here. Oh, I see it. Parking it, you know? Okay, it's okay, just growing an extra limb. Oh, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, just, no, do. Oh, oh, oh. Asshole. Alright, we're gonna get out of here. Oh no, I didn't mean to drive through this. Oh, it's bad. I was not paying attention. I'm looking for more resources. How that didn't destroy one of my tires is beyond. Ooh. Okay, nope, pull back.
Good morning.
Cameron, thank you for the follow.
So, you heard anything about any bounty hunters in these parts?
I couldn't say.
Thanks for not an idiot.
Oh, I want to get that. Thank you for the follow, man. Welcome to the stream. 94. Is that the year you were born? That is also the year that I was born. is. What month were you born? I was a December baby. And I'm pretty sure knowing my parents' anniversary day,
Did you really say ghosts?
I'm pretty sure I know the day that I was conceived. Well, actually, I was early, so maybe not. I think I was like 5 or 6 weeks early as a baby.
One thing that's making it a ghost.
October. Damn, so we're pretty close. So you got a couple months on me. You were a spooky baby. I was always a little bit upset as a kid because my birthday's on the 19th of December. So family members would sometimes give me, "This is your birthday / Christmas present." No, I want 2 toys. That's not fair, Grandma. And well, then she would make like really good chili, right? So it made up for it. I'm very close. I have a friend who's on the 21st of December, so he's even worse than me. Okay, we got more meteorites. Oh no. Well, hopefully some more. Oh, there's no Olympiums though. There are beach balls. Alright, well, we gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. We repair our car pretty quickly here too. Okay, what's our pathway outlook? I'd love to grab that, but we'll see what happens. Get this car fixed first. I need another sealing kit if I can make one. 10. And some putty would be nice. I mean, everything's kind of just a little bit of disrepair. Especially this side. But better now than later, right? And normally we do game dev on the stream, but I don't work on the weekends anymore. What's your thoughts on this? Been looking to get into it? I think the game is wonderful. It's very fun. I really like the stylization. The characters have been interesting. All the voice acting's been great. Sound design, excellent. A very well made game. Good amount of variety too. Ooh! And a lot of dangers. Do we go and grab that? Now, we aren't going to have any Olympium fragments in this area, so I'm not going to take it too seriously, but it would be nice to get some, like, beach balls. Not run out of gas. Definitely not do that. Oh, I remember this zone. This was the one we had to drive around the whole area. Yeah, you know, it's pretty early in the year, right? But I would say that this is definitely a strong contender for my game of the year so far. Just for its uniqueness and how well it's made. Very consistent quality. And I think, to me, that means a bit more than it being a perfect 10 out of 10 in every regard. it is just a very consistent 9 to 9.5, that's great to me. Better than like, you know, some 9 to 10 moments, but then also some like 4 to 5 moments. Ooh, here. Ooh, there are explosives. Those look fun. Currently at work, but I'll keep you on. Yeah, thanks. Oh, you're working on the weekend? Kinda sucks. I hope you have some other days off in the week though, right? Maybe you're just, you have weekend shifts, but then you get like Monday or Tuesday off. I don't know. We keep things pretty chill around here. Things explode behind me. Okay, okay, I see some good stuff. I'm gonna fuel up the tanker real quick. Carefully. Only got an hour left, not too bad, that's good. Where are you from here in the UK? I am from the other side of the pond originally, but I'm currently living in Poland. And I can unfortunately say I've only been to the UK on a transfer flight, but I really wish I had been there longer. Get like a nice meat pie or something. All the people in Poland think I'm crazy for liking meat pies, but I'll tell you what, I love a good pot pie or shepherd's pie. Ooh! Really, why didn't I get to find those in beach balls? That's amazing. Maybe I should turn off my car for this storm. Oh, okay, don't go that way. Oh, okay, nope. Oh, it's a meteorite storm. Oh, this is not good. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna hold up under here. Hopefully. Or nope. I'm keeping the engine on. It's kind of weird. You know, like Polish cuisine is pretty savory, I would say, right? Like kielbasa, like pork and stuff, but they don't really understand savory pies, which is very weird to me. And you know, everybody clowns on British food too, right? It's like, I mean, I think every cuisine has its weird foods, but man, do meat pies, I think, meat pies are one of the greatest things ever made. Okay, we gotta get out of here now. I'm gonna drive up to this road and then we'll just follow it down and around, I think. been pretty good. Let's drive around the airstrip. No balloons. Honestly, the meteorites aren't too bad. Balloon up here. Oh, there's nothing in that one. It said. My headlights are getting a bit busted though. I'll repair those before we leave for the next area. The next area is going to be pretty nasty, I think. Oh no, a pickpocket. Stay away from him. Oops, don't turn those on. Oh no. Can we not? Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, that's. Ooh. Nice dumpster pearl. I want to grab more. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some more rubber too. Would not be a good thing if we let our tires get fucked over. Oh no, it's rolling. Okay. Yeah, if I can stabilize the income, I'd like to visit the UK. I think the landscape is just so beautiful there. Especially some of those villages. I'm a big village kind of guy. Cute stone buildings. Just drive through this one kind of slowly. Alright, careful. Okay. Next area, A6. Can I drive backward? No, I can't. This one scares me though. Anomalous clouds, swift storm, concussive blast. We do have Olympian veins. do have Olympium veins and a lot of resources in this area. A lot of energy in this area too, but the zone's gonna start collapsing pretty much the moment we get in there. This could be dangerous. Holy shit. That is so many. Oh my god. Okay, I do not care if we get our car a bit damaged here. Our goals, get resources, get anchor energy, and get out. And crash into crash into the shit too. PS5 now. I'm playing this on the PC, but it's pretty chill with a controller. I'm using a controller. I prefer driving with a controller. How does this game run on the PS5? Is it pretty optimized? Ooh. Oh, it sucks? Really? That's kind of unfortunate. Ooh. Oh, you had to refund it? That's really unfortunate. I hope they fix that. The game is really fun. I think it's pretty CPU heavy though, because even on my work computer, I have a, I have a 4070, right? But entering certain areas, my FPS can get down to like 30 to 40, probably because of my old CPU in that computer. Here at home though, I have a really, really nice computer. Don't see any Olympium fragments. Sad. How do we get over there to all of this absolute gold? Probably through here. Bitrate might be a bit low for you guys. I apologize for that. We're capped at the 6,000. Hopefully it's not unwatchable. Uh-oh. Ooh, careful. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Stop it. Stop it. Don't send me through that. Ooh. I suppose even if I don't get tons of Olympium fragments from this, I'll just come out with a shit ton of energy. That's not the worst thing in the world either, right? Don't run out of fuel. Ooh! Oh, there's a box truck here too. Grab it. Don't care. I'll just eat the food in the truck. Secretly, that's how you get rid of radiation. Just eat food. Little known fact. Okay, we still have more. We have one like up here. See it. Ow. Oh no, don't do that. Don't. Stop it. Stop. Oh no. No. Stop it. Get in. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my god. There's a bit of red and yellow. Ooh! Oh my god, a really good thing just spawned here. It just spawned right next to me. What are we gonna get, guys? This could be some good loot. Holy shit, that's really good stuff. Oh, a special armor. Oh my god. So much putty. So much repair putty. 2 blow torches, full, an armored bumper, special. 2 first aid kits. We'll use one of them. That is incredible. Okay, I might be able to grab this. Oh, I do see some Olympium. I'm looking right at it. It ain't much, but it might be enough for us to overhaul our car. We only needed like 30 more or so. Let's refuel at the barrels here. I'm getting a bit scared. Isn't much though, is it? We have an option too. We could escape in this map, or we could drive to one more route. Probably up here. Oh, that's a dead end. We could go here to A1. That might be worth it. Even if we just get there and we drive out. If we've come this far, Stop it! No! Can we? Shit. Just please go. Alright, we are gonna go to the next area, but I'm gonna use some of that repair putty that we found to just make sure we don't have windows and panels falling off. Oh my god, what do I get? We can hold off here. We'll be safe. Battery's okay. Fuel is... well... It exists. That's gotta be repaired. That's almost fallen off. It'll have to be replaced anyway because of how bad quality it is. I mean, we have way more repair putty than we need. I mean, I guess that's... no. I can't even bring myself to say acceptable. It just is. Let's get out of here. We have two broken windows. Yeah, I guess we just go here. Make the most of it. We're gonna have swift storm in this area. That's the biggest danger. We could keep driving on. Ooh, it could be worth it getting their chat. It's got perpetual stability. It could be worth it. This is gonna be a bad zone to collect energy in. I'm gonna prioritize just trying to get to where we need to be. And any Olympium fragments we see on the way, of course. Ooh, what is that? Radiant Dread. What the? Oh no, it leaves explosives. I'm pretty sure those are explosive containers. Not going near those then. However, that is the anomaly we needed to scan to unlock armored bumpers. Really? We have bubble gums? What the hell? Ooh! Stop it! The zone's starting to collapse. Okay. I am off the road. Nope, skip that. Get the bubble. Shit. Do I have a hand vac? I don't think I remember to pack an extra one. And I cannot craft a new one. Good. Can't just grab this, can I? I guess I can. Something tired. Alright, well, we're out of vacs. Can we not? Can we not, please? That's not worth it for unstable. I'm good here. I've had a hard time turning here with the I'm not getting that bubble. Nope, I'm just getting out. I will fix the tire in the next area, where it is safe. Ooh, nice. Guess we're doing the main mission now. I was planning just to do an Olympium fragment run before we do this main mission, but hey, we're here. My car's not like completely destroyed, so I guess we just go for it. I need a sealing kit. I assume.
This is really it, huh? The end of the road. Soon we'll finally see for ourselves what caused the mass hallucination, and what Tobias and Alan died for.
And whether it was all worth it.
Hope this isn't the end of the game. Oh, I kind of want to keep playing, right? maybe you can keep driving
Francis.
after you complete the story.
Thank you for trusting me when you had every reason not to. Getting to this point together with you, it makes me feel like my old self again.
It's been an honor to watch you work, Dr. Turner.
What the hell is this? Sorry to spoil the moment, you guys, but holy shit, what is this?
I can't even begin to guess what could be outputting this much radiation.
Some sort of energy reservoir, a massive fission reaction, or a portal. Atlantis.
You guys can laugh. I have to drive into that thing.
If this thing really leads us to Atlantis, I'm turning in my PhD.
God, if only Tobias were here to see it.
I would have liked to hear his take on all this. For once.
Yeah, they're just kissing around, laughing. I'm driving into Doom Portal to hell here. One last box truck before we kill ourselves. God, the lightiness. And this is Unreal Engine 4. This isn't even Unreal Engine 5. How's my driving sticker? Jeez, Jesus Christ. I have to put that on the back here with Heart Mom and Horse Girl. I should have siphoned some gas.
All right, driver. You're almost to the threshold. Remember, Francis and I have got your back. Once you get that car to the well, we'll keep the gamma ray burst under control for as long as we can. Whatever happens, whatever state you find yourself in, the Arc device will be your safety net. Use it. Get back to us, you hear me?
Ready when you are, driver.
Okay, I'll try. I need to... I'm gonna check for some gas. I mean, if I don't find anything major for gas, well, that's not too bad. I can refuel with my spare tank, too. It's a bit dark. Okay. Keep going. I don't know, something about this reminded me of the first BioShock game. But there's gonna be a little bit of spoilers for anybody who hasn't played that yet. But they have vending machines right before you meet Andrew Ryan. And it makes you think that you're gonna have like some big fight with him. And then it's just a cutscene. Which, I mean, the cutscene is cool. But it's like I spent all my money, the first time I played I spent all my money stocking up to fight him. And then it's just a cutscene. Like shit. Okay. Gonna happen.
It's opening.
What
Godspeed,
she said.
driver.
What the hell?
Oppie? Oppie!
Did it work? What's the energy output? Damn it, Alan, I'm fine. Light nearly blinded me. Can you read it?
Yeah, let me see. 500 kilojoules? Oppie, what is this?
It's a lot.
Future. I call it limb waves.
Wait, did they create the event? On accident? Oh. And am I misinterpreting that?
Coffee delivery.
Hello, Virius.
Alan, gosh. Is it that time already?
So, about leaving Arda. I was thinking, about by Christmas.
Yes, maybe. I just need to solve this instability issue. I loathe to think about leaving the Olympic Peninsula like this.
Yeah, there's always more to do.
I know. I'm sorry.
And I love you for it. I'm just wondering if you'll really be able to walk away from all this. It's okay if you can't.
You abandoned the world to work here beside me. Fair is fair.
Lem Tech is a world-changing discovery. Your world-changing discovery. Fairness isn't even a consideration.
Oh,
We
TVs.
agreed to have children, and I'm not having them in this hellhole.
Good, because I'd love to have 8.
Then I hope you're ready to carry at least half of those yourself.
I love you.
I love you.
The Octomom. I love you, chat. Looks interesting. I've never seen this. This is near the end of Pacific Drive. I apologize if anybody didn't want spoilers. But there's probably going to be spoilers here, so. I mean, I'll say one thing. They could have probably made this section a bit more interesting. I don't know if I've come across this game anyway. Yeah, no worries. I mean, there's so many games to play this year anyway. It's okay if you watch somebody else play with some of them and play other ones yourself. I have to do the same thing.
Tobias, the movers are here. Wait, why aren't you packed?
I ain't going.
The evacuation orders.
Evacuation orders can go to hell. We leave and we never see the inside of these walls again. All the things we've been investigating, the ripple, the echoes from the swamp, they'll all fade away. I'm gonna stay and chase down these stories, wherever they take me.
Tobias,
Stay here. With me.
Very selfish thing to ask. I mean, he ended up agreeing though, but.
You here to quote?
I'm here to deliver the committee's decision. You have been found guilty of doctoring experimental data. This action is in clear violation of Arda's scientific integrity. Judgment has been rendered. You may stay and work, but your clearance will be lowered to level 3.
So I'm to be a glorified flash cleaner.
Take it as a win. You could have been court-martialed instead.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have liked that much better.
What I like has no bearing on this decision. See you on Monday, Dr. Cook.
I mean, so we're getting little snippets of this timeline here. Like things are becoming.
Driver, do you read me?
Driver, you passed through some sort of opening. We managed to hold it steady, but the energy expulsion is growing. We don't have much longer.
If you can hear this, you need to get back now.
Hey, look! The gang's back together!
Tobias?
I never told you how grateful I was that you stayed behind in the zone. With me. These years, best of my life. Foraging for mushrooms, slogging through swamplands, combing through hours and hours of terrible field recordings. Not a single moment wasted. Thank you. For everything.
It was all you. You made me feel capable. That anything was possible. That I wasn't some second-rate scientist.
Make me
All
cry,
my
game.
happiness was thanks to you. And I'm afraid of how I'll survive without you.
I'm not. You got this. You always have. Hey, Oppie. Alan sends his regards. And he wants to know why you haven't taken his advice yet. Driver, is that a gun barrel on your dash? No, I'll be damned.
I put it there. He remembered.
Bye. Until next time.
Tobias? Tobias!
Driver, if you could hear this, we can't keep the well stable for much longer. Wherever you are, come back.
I do like the transitions between each of these sections. And the decay. Whoa. That was cool. Okay, it feels full. Thank God.
Just a little longer. Hold steady, Francis. Keep those limb bases aligned. Not even a .001 deviation, you get me?
I'm trying.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
The interference
Ooh.
is wobbling, popping.
Ooh.
Anything we can do to stabilize things on your side?
I'm punching it as hard as I can.
Ooh, a little too high. No. No. Ooh. Ooh, I'm spitting out. Oh shit. Oh, I'm not facing the right way. Ooh, this is a bad way. Ooh, ooh, oh, ooh. Where am I? Go, 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 go. Oh my god, I got 3 achievements. Jesus Christ.
You made it back, driver. All in one piece, it
Well-
looks like.
And no sign of
Somewhat.
Brendan's energy signature.
Anywhere in that car. You're free.
But the car's maintained its link to you. Fascinating. We'll never know how far the Remnant's obsessions wormed into your head, but you should be safe from it getting any worse. In theory.
Abby, I'm sorry. You didn't get to talk to Alan again.
I was
We
gonna say.
managed to pull off the near impossible. And the first thing you do is apologize?
Sorry. I mean,
Don't worry, it was Tobias's fault. He hogged the frequency all for himself yet again.
you heard him too.
I did. That means I didn't imagine that last conversation with Alan. And you know what else?
What?
That your theory was right. And Tobias called it. All that bluster, and he ended up showing us scientists a thing or two. Those moments we heard, they were all from the past. Being inside that well somehow allowed the Remnant to access those imprints and replay them. But Tobias's voice wasn't from the past, it was from somewhere else entirely.
But where?
Yeah, it
And
certainly
how?
wasn't the past.
No clue. Do me a favor. Once you figure it out, don't bother telling me. I'm leaving the zone.
I'm sorry, what?
Ow.
Alan came to tell me goodbye, and that I was forgiven 37 years ago. I didn't listen. So now, finally, I'm going to take his advice. I should have left the zone a long time ago.
But if we solve this, maybe there's a way to speak to him again.
I heard what I needed to hear. It only took me 37 years to listen. Anyway, all that sounds like a young scientist game. It's not for me anymore. Francis, you decide what to do from here. You can carry the torch and continue the research, or get out of this cursed place and find your own way. It's your decision. And driver, you're free now. You can do what you want from here.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if you'll allow an old woman one last hope, stay here with Francis. There's so many more stories for the zone to tell. And the both of you are young enough to listen. My ears are bad. And I refuse to hear them. I've removed all access restrictions to my systems, Francis. The helm is yours.
Wait, I don't know if I can do this alone.
You're not alone. You've got clear eyes, ears open to the impossible, and the driver. Dr. Cook. Driver
paying off. Oppie? Oppie! Really? Well, driver, if you don't mind sticking around with me, Oppie was right. There's still so much of the zone that we still don't know about.
Sure.
With your help, we can tell those stories. I'm no Oppie, but I'll do the best I can. You're no longer bound to the car, but it stayed with you and will continue to protect you as you travel the zone. Go on then. As long as you're willing to drive, I'm along for the ride.
That was it, chat. But we're gonna continue playing. I at least want to get my car upgraded, right? But that was a lot of fun. I will have more to say right now while I'm repairing my car. I gotta compose my thoughts. I didn't think that was the ending. I didn't know I was that close to it. I thought there was like gonna be one more mission or something. So I'm kind of... It got me by surprise. Let me think as I go about my normal routine here. Do I want to start with the good or the bad? I have way more good to say, like way more good to say than bad. But I do have a couple of small issues. They're really not crucial. I think that some of the balancing and grinding is a bit... It's a little bit much. And I mainly had an issue with how many upgrades there are past these like armored panels that you don't really get to see. And I mean, I didn't really rush my way to the ending, right? I mean, yes, there were some areas that I haven't discovered yet, but I took my time to explore, and I didn't feel like I saw everything before I got to the end. Which might be okay. You know, it might be one of those things where it is kind of intentional for you to continue playing after you finish it, the main story. But it would have been nice to kind of go into the last zone with the best upgrades. It would have felt pretty rewarding instead of me not even being able to make the best upgrades until now, because I didn't have enough resources for it. So that would have been nice to see. Maybe, you know, there are some additional small stories or like, you know, epilogue bits to this game, I'm not sure. That's really my only gripe. Everything else has been exceptional. I think that I really like the art style and the stylization. The sound design, the lighting, the art, all of the anomalies have been really cool. I've definitely just really enjoyed this game to every extent. I really enjoy the car. I think the controls are very consistent. It took a little bit of learning, like there's a little bit of a learning curve with figuring out how to do things with car parts, but the consistency in the controls made it very easy to, once you learned it, you kind of understood that part of the game permanently, in a sense. Even my engine needs... I see. I'm looking for that little white X, because it's like weary, and then, you know, that just means that it's going to be like it's going to degrade faster and have problems more often. So anything that has that kind of yeah, like this, unreliable, better just to replace it so you don't have weird things happening out while you're driving. Bumper, headlight, auto parker's okay, battery's okay. Honestly, I think we could just take off all the doors and panels because I think that I'm able to make the Olympium doors and panels now. I think I have enough fragments to do it. So I think I'm gonna do that. Or just scrap pretty much everything you see except for a few of the tires. It's imperfect. I mean, the good thing is it'll all be repaired when I finish this up, but still. Yeah. That's our car currently. So, okay, let's get this stuff scrapped. Engine. I mean, I'm gonna make the same engine that we had before. But I just need one without, you know, that's not unreliable. Jesus Christ. I can say too, the game is really fair, I feel like, especially if you have a failure or you know, you die out in the zone. The game is very, very fair about letting you retrieve your belongings, not punishing your loss too much, understanding that something that I always try to push with my game design is that generally a player's loss of time is more damaging than like their loss of resources. Just think of it this way, you take time to collect resources, you die. Now you have to take time to recollect the resources and get like back to the point that you were at before. So it's almost like double jeopardy in a way. And that's no fun for players, for most players. Depending on the game, of course, right? If players know what they're getting into and they want that kind of hardcore experience, I think it's okay. If they don't know what they're getting into or they don't want that hardcore experience and they get that hardcore experience, usually you're met with some frustration. I saw a lot of that when I worked on Darkest Dungeon. That game was pretty divisive in that manner with the loss of like heroes that you spent, you know, 20 hours building up. And the game kind of relied on RNG to a point that I think for many players a bit too much RNG. And thankfully this game, I think, handles it in a very fair way where if you die out in the zone, you can retrieve pretty much all of your belongings. And you get to keep your energy too that you make. So some types of progression are just kept no matter what, even if you die, which Alright, one more door. Two more doors. What else can I say about this? I really like the way that they handle the map. It feels dynamic. It feels like there is a choice there, but that you aren't forced into doing one specific thing at any time. There aren't really timed events. There are just choices of risk versus reward, right? I think the biome was cool. I like that there are, you know, 2 biomes in each area. And as you get closer, you you know, you encounter new things and have to scan them to be able to build new parts. I like the variety of parts that were on display here. That was very nice to see. I can scrap. What else can I say about being able to decorate your car? Honestly, not something that a lot of places would have done to the way that they did this, but I think that this actually does enhance the game a lot. I myself have in the past underestimated just how much enjoyment players can get out of even a little bit of customization, and this is yet another game that helps to reinforce that that lesson that I've learned, that even just a little bit can be really great. I really like the quirk system of the car as well. I think that was something that was very fresh and very unexpected that the game had, but something that was very, very fun to engage with. Although I don't think that it was used as much as it could have, or I just didn't seem to experience it. Maybe if I wasn't so good at... Like, I'm not speaking greatly about myself, but I was pretty good at finding out those quirks and fixing them up, so maybe if I wasn't good at that, it would have been you know, more likely for me to come across the really bad ones. I think the exchanging of parts is kind of cool, but it just was never really a mechanic that I needed. I never really found myself feeling like I needed to change out which parts I had. Oh shit, finished the game. Again, not like the game was bad in that way, but I didn't find myself needing it. Maybe some other players do need it. Sword shift. Brick wall. Okay, let me do that one. Go-kart steering wheel. Sword shifter, that's amazing. Powered by carbs. Oh yeah. How was my driving? Ridiculous. Alright, let's get the new panels made. Oh, I need to research the Olympian bumpers. I mean, there's even ones above this one. Right, and it took me a really long time to even unlock this, so... It does feel like the game kind of puts more upgrades in your path than you actually have a gameplay for, or at least a main story for. Which kind of leaves you with that disappointment of you beat the game, for story purposes you don't really have much incentive to keep playing, and you're only kind of like half upgraded. Whoa, dude, those look cool. Those look clean. Make a new engine real quick. Could make this limb chip engine. Hey, Katsugaru. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, chat. Very lazy so far. I mean, that's okay. That's what the weekend's for, right? We had some paint and stickers we were saving for when we got these upgrades. I forget what it was. I'm actually gonna have enough Olympium fragments for this. I may not have enough. How's yours? How's the game going? We actually beat it. God, the light. Need 1, 2, 3 panels. Oh, I may not have enough Olympium fragments. Oh no, I'm short 7 fragments. I can't even make the car look... I can't even finish this last piece off. Well, that settles it. We're just gonna have to go get more fragments. Damn nice. Yeah, it's been really great. Alright, I'll make an armor panel. It's gonna look so gross. The one piece that's not consistent. Alright, which was it was the flames. Right, it was 100% the flames that we were saving for when we had. Oh, fuck yeah. Maybe with black paint. The flames are perfect. Do I have some black paint? I don't store paint in there. I do have black. Like, I at least want to have a full Olympium car. Like, be happy about my progress with the game. I mean, I'm happy. This game's just really fun to play. It's got a really satisfying loop for me. I think we painted this already. Oh yeah, the flames make us go faster. It's a well-known fact that flames increase car speed by 10%. At least. I could get some things repaired. I'm gonna use putty on those. I'd probably drive fast too if my car was on fire. Don't give them ideas for DLC. Actually, that's a good question. Do you think they're making DLC for this game? I wonder if the game has been financially successful for them. I really hope it has. More than enough repair putty, that's for sure. Well, I will say too, I really liked the idea of the Liberator, and it was really great early on to grab armored panels, but then you only ever find up to armored panels, and the Liberator just stops being useful. It would be nice if scrapping other cars kind of included additional pieces that maybe you couldn't craft yourself or whatever. I think the game is a pretty complete package, wasting energy and manpower for DLC could be placing your eggs in the wrong basket. It depends on what shape it takes. Because maybe it would be a new zone area. Maybe it could just be some new anomalies, you know, like a free DLC too. You know, I don't mean just paid DLC, but just some expansions to add some more depth or fix up some things. Let's just say post-game support. We come back to that after like 5 months. Depending on what it was, I could. But it can also be a way to draw new players in. So if you push an update to the Steam store, you do get put on the front page again sometimes. And it can be a good way to reinvigorate sales, depending on what the update is. I have 2 quirks as well. I could try to diagnose those. Would... Oh, we don't know what it is. Hood. Headlights. I don't know. Detached. I think it, for me, it depends. And of course, everybody's different, right? That was a good guess. Light replacement kit. But you'd be surprised how important a small update can be. Especially if it's meant to help get new sales. I mean, obviously you don't want to do something right now because, you know, Steam has their summer sale. Or their spring sale. Okay, we don't know what that one is. Wipers. Dome. When wipers do something, the dome light does something. When wipers are turned on, dome light toggles. It's not when it switches on, maybe it's just when it toggles. No, it's was it when I was switching it off? Why do you do this to me, game? It's not switches on, switches... He just stays off. Why do you do this? Fuck you. Oh, when it stays... Okay. God damn it. Mechanics kit. Okay, car in great condition. We need a new lightning rod before I drive out. Can't forget that. Where is it? There it is. And we are on a mission to go get some more Olympium fragments. Maybe up here. Or here. That's got turncoat though, that could be pretty nasty. Our pathway up there isn't too bad though. Especially we could go to like G1, C5 and then straight up. That could work. Okay, let's see what we have in the car. We have a lot of repair putty. We have no mechanics kits. We could use a magnetic hammer. Put that in here. And a thermal vacuum would be nice. Okay, let's see if we can unlock anything else before we go out too. Radiation suit, we would need more Olympium fragments for. Get these grip gloves, but they're 220 marsh eggs. I mean, what else do we have to spend marsh eggs on though, so. Yeah, let's do it. Could make 3 limb chips for that. How expensive are those? Oh, we need Olympium fragments for those. Okay. Never mind, we can't do that. Yeah, this is the thing where you kind of beat the game and then you have still so many more things to unlock, but kind of like for what purpose? Yeah, it's like you would need so many Olympium fragments to get some of this stuff. Well, they kind of incentivize it too to finish the game as quickly as possible, because you get to those last zones and you want to get out safely, right? And you want to harvest things safely. Well, all of the story quests have perpetual stability in them, so you're almost incentivized to do the story mission because you'll be safer in the zones with the objectives. Early on, you have a lot of perpetual stability. The main gameplay in this game, it is traveling between areas, collecting resources, and upgrading your car. And you kind of, as you explore deeper, it gets more dangerous, but you end up getting resources that allow you to make an even better car. That kind of thing. It's a good loop. It's a good loop. It's not a perfect game. I certainly have problems with like some of the progression to it, but I don't think that it diminishes the fun of the loop. It just sometimes hurts the feeling of having rewarding progression and being able to, you know, get those best pieces of gear. Almost like it sabotages its own power fantasy a little bit. Ooh, box truck. I cannot see anything. The nice thing is, to some extent, you can balance that out, right? So, you know, when I judge like a game's quality, I try to balance out whether or not the issues can be fixed with a patch or if it's something that's core to the gameplay, right? And I think that they have the core gameplay there. They could just probably balance some things out with a patch. And the game would feel really, really good. Shit. But I think in like most cases this game is a pretty solid 9 out of 10 for me. And I don't think it ever really dips below that. And there are some parts of it that feel closer to like 9.5. The game's quality is just very consistent, which is good. Even more so than some other games that are pretty well liked. You can have the Baldur's Gate 3 argument, but I think Baldur's Gate 3 has a lot of inconsistent quality. Especially in like the writing department. Yeah, the graphics are really good. The stylization is beautiful in this game. And it's using Unreal Engine 4 instead of Unreal Engine 5. Like, I'd love to see what some of like Lumen does to help here. And potentially I would even say that Nanite could help with some of the performance issues on like PS5. An Unreal Engine 5 upgrade would be quite interesting to see down the line if they have the time to support it. Picasso. Okay, we need to grab some of the energy here. It's actually kind of reminding me that I need to get my website fixed up. I was going to overhaul the MicroRaptor website a bit, especially to help imply that we can assist with co-development. So if people need a designer, yeah, you can go to microraptorgames.com. I set it up as quickly as I could. It was like last year, so it really just does not look very great. I'm not a web designer, unfortunately. I don't have enough money to pay somebody to make it look nice. I was trying to embed our Twitch stream into it too, but it wasn't looking great. Hey August, how you doing? It's decent. Thank you. I need to at least like replace the images so they're not just... They look like stock and... I don't know, it's just generic. I at least needed like the, yeah, the... the fucking stock images. I had no other art to put on there, so I'm like, just... Where's the Shutterstock watermark? Ooh, uh-oh, hold on. I at least like my main goal, because I was trying to get it set up before I went to a gaming conference, just so that if publishers, you know, went to the site, they could get info about me and what we do and who we are. So I have like at least the information is there, and some of our values and how we work, which I think is the most important thing to have there. I need some clips of the game. Which game? Oh, of your game? I gotta do that too, actually. I'm gonna drive up and get the energy up here. But yeah, before we go to Digital Dragons again this year, I want to update the website. Oh, it's just gonna wear down the lightning rod. Hold on. Ow. Whenever website that's just my name to use as part of a resume, if that's a good idea. It is 100% a good idea. 100%. Having a online portfolio is super useful. I just need that guy. And that's something that I didn't have before, and I don't think it was a good thing for me. But game designers, yeah, I would say there's some of the least important to have, like an online portfolio. But I think it's still very important to have. Artists, it is a 100% necessity. Highly doubt you would get hired as an artist without an online portfolio. Programmers, it can help too, just to have like code samples. But you can always have a GitHub, right? So your GitHub is kind of sometimes your online portfolio. All the projects I made, I feel it's quite important unless hirers care about other things. I would say what you've worked on in game development is the most important thing that hiring managers look at. You can do a combination. I don't think it's bad to have both. But I think they're going to want to see examples of your code just to see how well you write, how well you organize. But being able to have a quick way to download those games is also a really nice way, and the website can just provide you with some quick links or screenshots. I mean, I guess you could throw that in like a README markdown file, right? But it's up to you. I think both could work. I'd say it also can depend on what type of programming, right? So if you are a technical artist or something, right, you might have some samples of like materials and what those look like built up, so that would probably be easier to show on the website. A gameplay programmer, it might be easier to show like videos or GIFs of the gameplay. Just in 20 links to the board. If I play as a programmer, they probably don't care. I think it depends. Oh, do we want to go to C5 or go to D1? I just looked at the extreme conditions here. Nope, going to C5. That's not happening. Yeah, I was kind of like halfway through building up my personal site, where I mentioned that I'm willing to do like code development or help out, assist with game design, and like to mention that I have done and will continue to do consultation for game design, especially for balancing, because I love balancing. But then I just started working on my own company, and I'm trying to get that off the ground, Microraptor. So I never finished it. But I probably should. You made a cool spot with the company? Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it's going well. I don't really have space to take extra work at the moment anyway, and it would require me to sacrifice time that I'm needing and enjoying just getting Cauldron Chronicles off the ground and, you know, ready for pitching in the summer. And for now, at least, I'd rather focus on that. As great as it would be to get some extra work or something, right? Make some money. I just don't need it. Well, I need it, but I don't know, I don't want it. I don't know how to put it. Everything I say sounds bad. I think, you know, actually thinking about it, I think that's one of the things that made some previous people I worked with not trust me. Just because I told them that I wasn't in this for the money. That's always been my suspicion, is that they just didn't trust me when I say that. How can you not? This is a business. How can you not be in it for the money? Maybe it's because I prioritize something else other than just making shit tons of cash. What is my money gonna mean to me when I die, right? I guess if I have a kid, it's gonna be different, right? But I also don't think I need to leave my child $10 billion. I don't know, I'd rather just... I guess we are getting deep. I guess I'd rather just die and know that I made some games that people remember and enjoyed. I don't know how to put it. And I guess if that makes me money, great. If it doesn't make me a shit ton of money, it is what it is. Scenario, my opinion is making indie games and making a comfortable amount of money, just so that I can make games, bills being paid. Where did a first aid kit? Yeah, I think that's my goal too. Like, I don't want a mansion. I don't want a yacht. I don't really even want anything more than maybe like a small little wooden boat to fish off of. That's what I would be happy with. Putting games from a New York penthouse. Yeah, I don't want to live in this city. If anything, I'd really like to just move out to someplace where I can be in a small, well-knit, happy community that focuses on being good to each other, you know, baking pies and having parties for the new neighbors that move in, having barbecue, you know, neighborhood parties, kind of things like that. And just continuing to work on my games. Where's this, other... And, you know, like having some nice neighbors that I can have a beer with, go fishing with. Who, you know, worst case, if I needed somebody to look after, you know, my kid for a couple hours, well, you know, if there was an emergency, I could trust them to do that. And if they needed me to look after, you know, their kid while they had an emergency, I would do that for them. I don't know, just living in some place where people are neighbors. That's the dream. Comfortable sized house. Nothing too crazy. I am being picked up by an abductor, thank you, sir. Go play with the light. Feels like a dating questionnaire, I guess. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's like that's my deal. Just make enough so I can be happy, live, explore some hobbies. Provide for the family. Okay, you want to just play with the car, have your fun. I'm gonna go collect these. What did I just suck up that was... Guys, can you stop pulling me? Please? Engine is flooded or something. Ironically, even though I don't have any source of income at the moment, I feel more confident that that dream can actually come true because I know that the path I'm moving in is more likely to grant that type of stability and happiness than if I were at a company that, you know, just didn't give a shit about the games it was making, about the players. Because even though it provided some level of financial stability, it didn't give me any confidence that where I would end up would actually be healthy for me. So if I end up in some mobile game brain rot, I'm like, oh yeah. Yep, that's why I had a lot of offers too, and holy shit was the money good. I mean, there's a... Oh my god. There's a very obvious reason why people work at those companies, and I can't blame them one bit, especially with the inflation and, you know, rising costs of basic goods and, like, food. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it, but it doesn't fit my values at all. I worked with a lot of great people too that have the same values as me who got their start at mobile game companies. You know, sometimes you have to survive something you don't like to learn that you don't like it, right? But game dev pays decent enough as long as my first job lets me move out. If you're a programmer or an artist, it should be pretty okay. If you're in design or QA, you're not gonna make lots of money. And games traditionally need more artists and programmers than they do designers, so is what it is, right? I guess that's another big difference I have to all indie game devs. Just making games was never my dream. I kind of did it out of practical based on my skill set. So. I mean, I think as long as... Well, I mean, this is just my opinion, right? But as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, you know, you can not have super big interest in making games, I would say maybe it could work. As long as you're good to the players, you know, that's where you get my respect, right? Oh my god, my car is in bad condition. Yeah, but you know, if I misunderstand you, don't hesitate to clarify. It's internet typing after all, right? Never gonna be as good as talking in person. And I have, you know, that half focus on the game, half focus on chat, so sometimes I misinterpret things. What is, what's broken? Oh. Healing kit, okay. Do I got one of them? I do. Okay. I need it. I guess just starting game dev, what I realized was that my hunger to create wasn't limited to art. Or it's more like game dev itself is just another canvas for me. That's a good way to put it. It's like a different, yeah, like a different canvas, different medium. You just needed something to paint on, and this was something new and interesting, I guess. We are looking for an art director. I mean, I half joke and I'm half serious about that, so. Just dropping that out there. Okay, that's better. Nice bright blue. Keep going. Because at some point, simply drawing the characters wasn't enough. That feeling of bringing my characters to life was just something else. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, there's an unscanned anomaly here. Okay. Something other than the tour bus. I wish I was able to artistically bring the, you know, the characters and ideas I have to life visually. The most I can do is, you know, design deep systems, refine them and balance them. Although I wish sometimes I wish that was my only job to do, working on my own game, because it's really hard to balance everything that I need to do with my specialty. Part of the challenge though, right? Programming systems and mechanics I find the most fun. Yeah, I fucking love. I love systems and mechanics. They get in line, all the other indie programmer devs want me in some way as an art director. I just enjoy talking to other devs. But if you need artistic advice, I would probably definitely need artistic advice. What it is, figured it's best if you know the door's open. I'm not gonna pressure anyone into it. And I'm not saying that you don't have the values of our company, but you know, for me, it's like number one. That's what I'm focused on, finding people with those values too. If we go down there, I could probably make it. Looking for Olympium fragments. I see some up here. Grab the fuel that's up here too. Ain't gonna be much. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I have to scan one of these. Are you serious right now? How much damage did that do? Actually, not too much. I don't know how to scan those things if they just blow up immediately. Whatever. In the art community for years and knew more artists, but now it feels like there's been an overcorrection. All the people I know are programmers. Maybe there is. You know, there's kind of like that latency with those overcorrections. We don't realize we've overcorrected in some way until we've gone too far. I guess this art is way easier to get into than programming. I don't know. I feel like they both have their challenges, right? Sometimes I feel like it might be easier to become a programmer. I would say it scares me though with things like Copilot and ChatGPT existing, because that doesn't, something that can program doesn't mean it can program well. Oh great. This is what Turncoat does. The car just drives on its own. I'm trying to refuel here. Both are equally as easier, equally as hard. I have a few programmer friends that are like super hardcore programmers and they don't really know game design, and it's kind of like frustrating but also funny to talk game design with them, because so much game design is just based on theory that is changing. You know, every new game release that is well designed probably in some way pushes game design in a new direction, even if it's of small. And so game design is never a settled science. You can never be a expert at game design. You can master certain techniques, but then they'll just be they'll be outdated. I mean, some of the greatest games that were made, some of the greatest designers in history, then take like a 10-year break, try to come back, and everything that they knew was outdated isn't even enjoyed anymore. It's kind of sad to see. I mean, it's really sad to see. But shit like that. One thing I would say, art is more frustrating simply because there's usually an objective answer to programming. Yep. For art, if you can't see it, don't matter if I point out the answer, you still can't see it. Learning to see what takes a really long time. Yeah, I think that's in a similar vein to like game design as well. There is no objective answer to game design. Even a good system in one game does not mean that that system is inherently good. It just means that in that particular scenario, it is good. It could even be that that was only good because of certain circumstances surrounding it, right? Like, you could argue that Palworld itself is just kind of an okay game. But because of the circumstances surrounding Game Freak and Nintendo's view of the PC, that Palworld filled a niche that people were hungry for. And so was the game extremely well designed, or did it just hit the market at the right time in the right place, right? Again, not saying it's a bad game, just, you know, looking at it from a game designer perspective. Even on both, there's a lot of similarities, yeah. Why did I drive into this? I'm gonna drive this way. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, barrel roll. That was planned. I'm just gonna hang out outside of the death zone for a little bit. Ooh. Ooh, there's a lot of Olympian fragments over here. Yeah, I have some artist friends that I really love talking to, especially because some of them seem to have that. It sounds dumb, right? But they have like a design brain, and so I can come to them with abstract design problems, and they think in that abstract way. One of my friends has done a lot of LARPs, for instance, like organized and designed LARPs. He's got that design brain. Another one is he is really interested in like narrative design and gameplay programming, so he can approach problems from that mix between knowing kind of what's good for gameplay and also what is possible from the programmer standpoint. Leonardo, thank you for the follow, man. And welcome to the stream.
I couldn't say.
Thanks for nothing, idiot. Not you. You're not the idiot. It's a scientific fact that everybody who follows this stream is considered very desirable and attractive. It's definitely not to say that I don't like talking to people who don't have those design brains, but it just makes it easier. Much, much easier. And then sometimes I just need that straight programming brain. Be like, okay, here's what I need. What can we do? I'm gonna buy some game design books because I want to be a good ideas guy. Really interested in core game design. I think okay, I will say it is a very different type of design to do high level and low level design. That's what we consider it. Like high level design is conceptual. You know, we want to have this feature, this feature, this feature, right? We talk about that. We talked about that yesterday, right? Where, you know, Cauldron Chronicles is very, very early in development. And so we're focusing a lot on the high level. But here's what would be nice to have. We don't care about the details, or we don't know the details because we haven't prototyped it. So we don't even know what kind of final shape it's going to look like. Low level is what the final shape is going to be. How does this work? What are the numbers for this? What are the formulas? What triggers, you know, this thing to happen? Blueprint it out, get it over to the other leads, the producers, and define it exactly so that we can plan it out, schedule it, get it into Jira, and get it made. But it just requires such a different way of thinking, and I think that some designers are better at high level and some are at low level. I think they're both learnable, they just require a bit of a different approach. Okay, let's take this hammer. Thank God I had an extra. No, that's it. Personally, I am a much better low-level designer. I can do high-level, but I'm a bit slower at it than I am with low-level. Have you finished the game? How was it? I did finish it. I think the ending was nice, but it kind of happened. I wasn't expecting it necessarily. I don't know how else to put it. And now we're just I want to have a upgraded car, just kind of have fun. Talking about the game and just talking about like game dev. Ooh, careful. Good game, though. If you're listening now, I won't spoil anything for you.
Sir Dudov, we just resubscribed for 1 month.
Subscribed 6 months in
Sir
advance.
Dudov, we just resubscribed for 6 months.
That is Raptor Dad in chat right there. Everybody give a big shout out to my Raptor Dad. Triggering the toxic gossip train. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Daddy. I see you woke up, you got your coffee. Yeah, we do got Raptor Dad. Raptor Mom's probably sleeping, but Raptor Dad is an early riser. He's a 5 a.m.er. I love money. Yeah, me too. Apparently I love not having money. And your first coffee. he's a coffee fiend. Okay. They love spawning those under your car. At least we know that, hey, my mom's got a caffeine addiction too. Get her some Mountain Dew. Some Diet Mountain Dew. What was I saying about design? Now we're just talking about like high level and low level design. I do really enjoy low level, but I'm trying to get better at high level. And you know, like a GDD for instance is, when you first write it, it's all high level, right? And publishers don't want to see your formulas, they don't care. Unless your game is like, I don't know, built around formulas. And I don't know. It's really not like that, not necessary to see at that stage. All of it, would GDD not include everything high and low? At first, it would just probably be high level. Low can be, so it kind of, it's variable. Okay, yes, pull my car in the direction of the trees. So, I would say you have, like, we have to remember that the core goal of game design is to communicate what a game should be, right? And sometimes the team members who are working on it might just get it, and they don't need you to go into super crazy detail. I will say that doesn't happen often, because you know, you tell somebody, hey, picture a telephone in your brain. I bet we all have some different view of it, right? But I can start to say, okay, our game is going to have a telephone. And that's high level design, right? Now we all understand the game's gonna have a telephone. And you can use it to make calls and, you know, talk with, I don't know, customers in this game. This theoretical game. That's the high level. That's understandable. Everybody gets it. But then you get to low level, you need to define, okay, but how does this work? Does the player pick it up? Does the player just click a button and pick it up? Do they hear a certain sound when they pick it up? Are there different sounds depending on whether or not the player is hearing that dial tone? Thank you, Huge Cookie. Is there, what color is the telephone? What model is it? Does the player put down the receiver? How do they put down the receiver? You know, all those little bits and pieces are low level design. And those don't matter at an early stage. You know, with Golden Chronicles, we say, we're going to have potion combat. And, you know, we don't have to define, we don't have to get into too crazy of detail of how that looks or works. But we just need to define it enough so that there's a similar image in the brain of the people that I'm telling that to. For now.
Look at you, taming the zone now, are you? I like it.
Then we start to prototype it, and we can start to define what it looks like, what it feels like. And then add that into the GDD, right? Or add that into a separate document, if needed. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this panel, because I can finally put that proper Olympian panel on here, I think. Yeah, we got 35 fragments, that's pretty good. And, oh no, we have 40 fragments. 2 pearls. Bolivaries, if you are interested and you want to see like some examples of high and low level design, there's some stuff I could show you. Unfortunately, I'd have to do it like privately on Discord. But we will be writing our high level GDD probably next month, maybe? March, April, May. Yeah, probably next month we'll be writing up the GDD. So you'll at least be able to get a good view of what the high level looks like. Jesus, okay. That's a lot. Okay, let's see if we can get some chemicals out of this. And then, of course, I think it's worth noting, too, that because we're not going to have any, like, crazy NDAs at the company, we'll be able to show all of the game design documents for Cauldron Chronicles. Unless, of course, there's, like, some secret hidden, you know, area that I want to keep secret so that you guys can find it. Then, in that case, I might not share something like that until it's been found. I hope that's, you know, understandable in that kind of scenario, though. Okay, we've got some lore. Grab the paint, get some chemicals, nice. In 3 cosmetics. Hobby grade, submariner, castle. That's a tardigrade cowboy. Jesus Christ, I love it. That's so stupidly hilarious. Okay, what else do we get? I got something else. Kind of forgot what it was. Oh, a castle. I can't replace my bee. Bee's too good. Okay, nothing in there, nothing. Okay, we need a Olympium panel. That's a door. Panel. We can't forget, we need to put flames on it, and it needs to be black. There are the flames. Need some black paint. Don't see any in here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let me just repair some things up. We'll be in good shape. I still have a sneaking suspicion that the blowtorch repairs metal-based objects faster. But it could also just be based on part health. Auto Parker's okay. Shit. No! I'll use the putty for the 2. I think we have too much putty. That's good. Tire's good. Engine. Get nice. Smack the tire a bit. It could just be that the tires have a lot of health too, I'm not sure. That looks nice. Just gotta spike up the battery. Beautiful. Any quirks? We do have one. When the wipers do something. The dome light again. How do we fix that? Wipers, when they, I don't know, stay on dome light toggle. Mechanics kit. Boosh. Problem solved. Okay, we have way too much energy. Look at this. We have 14.8 stable, 31.5 unstable, and 32.1 corrupted. We can pretty much unlock everything. Maybe we should just unlock everything. I think some of these recipes require a lot of materials to unlock. Like 600 marsh eggs for that. Jesus. These ones are cheap at least. Speaking of, we probably have enough Olympium fragments to get one of these. We need 20 for that, 30 for this. Let's get this one first. And then we just need a few more to get the last one there. Okay, unlock that too. You just try to 100% the achievements on this game. I wonder how close I am. Oh, I still have quite a few left actually. Destroy 1,000 trees. That's an achievement to just. I don't want to destroy trees, that destroys my car. The way it shoots it off there. At some point, I bet whoever was in their QA reported that that was probably a problem. And the developers just said, no, we like it. We like when it shoots the blueprint at you so fast that it goes halfway across the room. Can unlock this. I kind of wish I had a way to see how many total upgrades I have. And like how many more I need to purchase. Maybe there is a way. I don't see it. Junction restabilizer. think this allows you to re-roll a junction. So if we have like some really bad stuff going on, can we re-roll it? Is that how it works? Like here? Oh yeah, I can see re-roll. Oh, that's pretty cool. And it just costs scanner charges. Torn apart. I like the sound of that. Okay, analysis module. That's pretty cheap. Getting a little bit low in plasma though. Cool stuff. Advanced antenna. I feel like a lot of the upgrades in this game feel a bit pointless, or at the time that you actually can get them and you want to get them over other things, you don't need them anymore. Jesus. Big dish. Junction bypass. Did I just replace the speakers? Whoa. Oh, so I can continue to re-roll. I don't know what the bypass does. Oh, we still have more energy. Incident board. Number of runs since your last death. Probably been quite a while. "16 runs without an accident." I do like that. I kind of wish that they gave that earlier in the because you have to unlock the advanced antenna before you get that. That should be something they give earlier on. We need 3 limb chips for this. How do we make 3 limb chips? No. More Olympium fragments. I need bonk emote. We do have more emote slots. I could get more emotes. I'll have to check with my artist and see if she's up for it. Oh, bonk theme? What do you mean, just like a bonk emote or a bonk sound alert or something? Tell me what you envision. Remnant ghost. Bonk sound, okay. We can do more sounds for sure. I need a bonk. Why? Was I bad? They just shoot into you. XL roof battery. Okay, I cannot afford any of these. No, I can afford parts lockers and pneumatic lockers. I mean, we could. Just for the hell of it, unlock all those. But I need more circuit boards. I need 2 more circuit boards. Last pneumatic locker. And the parts lockers. Probably need 2 more circuit boards for that too. Yeah, I mean these also fall into the category of I never needed to store other parts because I never needed to swap out parts. I feel like if they made the, you know, anti-corrosive, you know, the lead-plated anti-corrosive stuff, if they made those more strong, rather than just like small 15% gains in resistance, I think it'd be a lot better. However, it could be that they stack, so while each part adds a certain amount of resistance, you know, 2 parts with that would then equal 30% resistance total on the car. The wording didn't seem to imply that that was the case. So I kind of just assumed that it wasn't. Yeah. It was like I never got I never had this many parts that I needed to store. And even this stuff, I just never used it anymore. And another engine and shit. Okay, I could do this for 2 circuit boards. Oliveris, thank you.
You've heard the terminology cyberspace,
yes.
the web,
Yep.
hard drive, the internet. Today we want to explore cybersex in
Oliverius just resubscribed for 1 month.
I cut it off. Today we want to explore cybersex in cyberspace. Resubbed? I don't know, it says things. We'll pretend, just pretend. Just ignore it. The alerts are so borked. Like at a certain point it wasn't even showing gift subs, and then it wasn't showing raids. Now it's showing raids, but now subs are screwed up, so I don't know. You're awake? What the fuck? What? What did I do? Where do we go? We just need more Olympium fragments, don't we? We don't need more marsh eggs, I don't think. Well, maybe we do. We need limb chips. We do need marsh eggs. All those are done. I do, okay, one thing I do wish they added, and this is small, have a different color for when everything is complete in a category. That would be really nice to add. Oh yeah, we need more Olympium fragments. And we need to scan a remnant ghost. Never seen one. Okay, more marsh eggs, more Olympium fragments. That means we could do, let's see. E7, G9, yeah, we'll do C5, D1, A7, and then end up here at A4. That way we get 2 marshes and we get 2 areas with Olympium. 1 area. A7 would be the only one. And here at A4 we would probably just drive through as fast as we can. Probably. Okay, what do we have? We have a hammer. Let's make another one. Blowtorch, fuel, looking good. Our. 3 mechanics kits, 2 ceiling lights. Okay, let's make another electrician's kit. Everything else looks okay. I think it's okay. We could, I'm gonna pump in 1 more ceiling. We seem to go through a lot of those. Fuck it, 2 more. On the road again. On the road again with a fully stacked Olympium car. It feels good. Alright, E7, we're just gonna drive through. Grab any energy on the way, don't go out of the way for it though. Chat, you can't let me forget, I have to cancel an order that I made that they never delivered. Very upset. I was crying, screaming into the rain. Headlight damaged a bit. Oh, that is one thing we could upgrade is our headlights too. Hold on, I'm gonna grab some lore. I missed. Sorry, disappeared. No worries. I don't know. I think when you left, we were talking still about like some differences between high and low level game design and BDD stuff. My specialty. Oliverius was joking how he was going to be the ideas guy. Oh yeah, difference between art and programming. Throw design into the mix too. We were talking about how streaming is the hardest job in the world. How Queen Ponzelot definitely didn't fake her blindfolded runs. What else controversial? What other terrible takes could I give you to trigger chat with? By the way, I don't believe these things that I'm saying right now. We could really start poking buttons and talk about Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah, I'm just gonna drive off. Let's go. Uh-oh. Oop. I mean, actually, if people are curious, because I know that pretty much every game dev is giving their thoughts on Sweet Baby Inc. I posted some stuff on my Twitter and retweeted it with the company's account, so. If that's something that matters to you, you can check out what I wrote. In short, I don't want a company like that associated with my work. Especially after what they wrote about players and stuff. It's very clearly people who don't actually care about gamers. Which I will never work with people like that. Ooh, look at this. Well, that's kind of shit. I guess I'll just drive around it this way. Oh no! What did he steal? He just stole my headlight. Give me my headlight back. What a monster. Yeah, I saw some salamanders. Here, I don't think we need more coral. We definitely need more salamanders. More marsh egg. I'm definitely gonna go grab those. Okay, I do kind of want to talk about Sweet Baby. Because I feel like it just continues to blow up into something more because shitty games journalists want to make it into something different and rewrite the events that actually occurred. Like every time I think, okay, well maybe it's over now. Every time I think maybe it's over, it's not over. I was gonna say one big difference between art and game was knowing when something works. Programming it either works or doesn't regardless of implementation. Yeah, I would think, I would also say that I 100% know what you mean from the perspective of a game designer too, right? That's cool. I need marsh eggs. I had a case once where I designed a game and another guy who he was working on something else, was working on a different game. He kind of just, for lack of a better word, he just copied a lot of the systems that I made for his game. And I don't mind people copying my systems. I don't think he understood that you can't copy systems and make them work in another game. It just doesn't work like that, right? It's like they worked in our game because of our circumstances and the audience. But even if you want those features, you have to first ask yourself, is this going to be a feature that's good for the game? And then even if it is, it may not be the right implementation. And art completely depends on the person. Artists will most often think they are working on looks horrendous. What they're working on what looks horrendous. Well, Bruno person thinks it looks professional. That's true. I'm pretty easily impressed too with art. Just because it's something that I can't do myself. I don't really see any more marsh eggs, so let's keep going. I didn't collect a whole lot, but maybe it's enough. I think the plan was to go to D1. Yeah. Go to D1, get more marsh eggs. Just gotta be careful not to drive through the water. We have corrosive waterways. Last time we ran out of gas in a corrosive waterway. It didn't turn out great. I don't recommend doing that. Oh, there's not even a lot here. Very like a linear bit of road. I mean, thankfully it's a good thing that we don't have to worry about driving through water too much on this map. But I also feel like it's going to be hard for us to find Marshags then. All of it is engineering. The engineer's never happy. Add more justice, more lights. At some point you shoot the engineer and start production. Every part of the game design is that. I think there are so many different issues that you can plague a game designer, and for different reasons. Being too married to your ideas, being really bad at cutting scope, being too passive. I've seen a lot of game designers that suffer from being too passive. At the same time, you also don't want a game designer who's too dictatorial. But I mean, so many little things can influence that, right? Like, even just things happening in your personal life that you bring into... Sadly, you can't always detect that or control that. I mean, these are games that you work on for 2, 3+ years. You're inevitably going to have cases where your personal life bleeds into it. But one bad decision can set production back by sometimes months. I had one case where a really shitty decision by a designer who didn't tell me he was making the decision set a core feature of ours back by a month. And it could have been prevented had he just asked me. And I would have said, no, implementing this feature will screw up a core part of our game, so we should not do it. Ooh, here's some eggs. Oh yeah, definitely you get tunnel vision. 100%. I mean, and that's why I tell new game designers, number one, don't work alone. You are not a design god. You will never be a design god. Stop pretending to be one and ask for help. And number two, your job is not to have good ideas. It is great if you have good ideas, but that is not your job. Your job is to find good ideas. So go talk to the team and find good ideas. Let them inspire you. And it doesn't just serve the purpose of making the game better, because of course it will. It serves the purpose also of providing your team with a sense of ownership, which is incredibly important long term, especially for maintaining long-term health and trust of a team. It's like, don't just tell your team that their ideas and opinions matter. Go out and make it actually the case. You build really good personal relationships with the team that way too. And it's why I never want to work on with a team that's too large, where I can't form those personal relationships. I think ideas isn't the goal, solutions are the goal because you're solving a problem. I mean, yes, it is a problem-solving kind of, I mean, that's kind of what I meant by saying ideas, right? But I 100% agree with you. I mean, there is a case too where you know, like 2 heads are better than 1, but there can also be too many cooks in the kitchen. Those can both be pretty real possible issues. I think for me, it's knowing who to put in the kitchen, and I think that that's something that a good lead will do, or when they have a problem or they're, you know, working on a new feature, putting the right people in the room to find the best solution. When I've worked in that position, though, I always try to emphasize that anyone is welcome if they think they have a good idea to solve the problem, or if they just want to learn. And then when conflicting solutions arise, the way to just go back and agree on the problem. Yeah. Definitely, if you have like different views of what the problem is, or even what the solution is, you might, you know, like the vague idea of the solution, of the direction you need to go. That can happen a lot. Or just not knowing all of the problems. I think that happens a lot when you're a junior. Okay, I'm getting out of here. See ya. Bye-bye, Chloe. You're in the front. Oh my god, turn on your lights, idiot. If you're in the problem, you need to agree on the cause. There are sadly cases like that too, where that discussion, as much as it needs to happen, can also just take too much time. I've seen that with teams that have like some poor production. And in my opinion, a lot of that just starts with poor pre-production. I've noticed that with like business people who don't understand game development will want to rush through pre-production because it's the time when the game looks the worst, right? And so they'll want to push through it and get through it as fast as possible so that they can work on something that is easier to show to investors. But of course, you know, any good developer can tell you that that's one of the stupidest things you can do, because rushing through pre-production causes a daisy chain of problems to occur later in production. I've seen it. I've lived it. Take your time in pre-production. Spend the time you need to develop the right pipelines, and to refine the fun. And you'll find that production will go a lot faster too. Alpha and beta phases will just... Jesus. Alpha and beta phases will come and go much faster and much smoother if you spend the right amount of time in pre-production. Ooh! Ooh! Why am I stuck? No! Jesus. thought there was a problem. Flats. Of course. Another thing too, like I knew a lot of developers that were good developers, but they were just terrible teammates. They were absolute horrible for teams and for team environments. I'll go get the energy over here. Crunch. Yeah, like learning to be a good team player is a whole nother ball game on its own. Off to the left here. Oh, I see. It's just unstable energy. I could grab it. Ow. I started my own business. That's kind of the reason I started mine too. Obviously it's not successful yet, but hopefully it will be. Give me time. Mainly I wanted to curate my own company culture, I guess. Curate my own company culture and work towards my own values. Collaboration, transparency, and ethics. And actually live them too, not just have them be bullshit that I tell you guys. We all know that there are too many game dev companies. Usually the more massive ones that just feed you a whole bunch of PR bullshit. We care about the players. That's why Skull and Bones is the first quadruple A game ever made. That's why asking you for $80 is legitimate. I think I'm just gonna go in here and I'm just gonna see if I can grab anything quick, and if not, I'll just escape. You'll eventually reach singularity, but every individual is their own. Maybe. I mean, for certain, AAA is gonna implode a bit more, and as much as I hate to see people lose their jobs, I think that I'm not gonna say that that's a good thing. Of course not. I will say that I think AAA brought this on themselves. And to some extent, well, I think that part of what I'm doing is trying to inform players of difficulties and expectations so that they don't unknowingly push developers into a situation where... How do I word this? How do I word this without sounding like an asshole? You know the people who watch some new game that looks fine, and they'll say, "Oh, the graphics are like PS3 era." I mean, people would say that about this game. Oh, graphics are PS3 era. No, it's stylized, right? But the thing is that this puts unnecessary amounts of pressure on a lot of game devs to produce something that isn't within their vision or doesn't need to be within their vision. Where did that asshole go? He stole my bumper. Where did he put it? He just ripped my bumper off. He literally just stole my bumper, and now I don't know where it is. Well, what I'm trying to say is that game dev is very difficult. I don't think it's very fair to nitpick to some extent. And as great as it is to have these amazing looking games with realistic graphics, know that that doesn't equal fun. You know, and part of that expectation is pushing budgets to be higher and higher, and that's causing these games to be delayed, take forever, come out buggy, just so you can have 8K textures, right? I mean, we look at people who we look at some of these new companies that are being made.
That was a long trip. You're really getting the hang of the zone.
And I think that it is okay for AAA to implode if it means that other smaller indie and AA developers are blossoming that have different goals in mind and are being led by, you know, industry veterans who care about games as opposed to the business people who don't understand the market. Damn, he stole my bumper. We went out for Olympium fragments, and now we have to spend 12 more just to get another goddamn bumper. That's crazy. Can we get any better headlights here? Reinforced headlight. I can make 2 of them and use up all of the Olympian fragments. Let's do it. What I hope though is that we have more industry-led events to prop up these individuals that I think are much better for the communities and for the games. And I'd like to see more of that. I think the latest Game Awards have kind of shown that that we're holding on to aspects of old school styles of game dev that I don't think are working. I need a light replacement. And really what we should be doing is like engaging with the creators more and tying the creative works to the names of the people making it rather than the names of the companies. Because everybody says, you know, things like, oh, well, you know, BioWare made great games, Blizzard made great games. Yeah, but the people that worked on those games that made that company great are not working there. So would you rather keep, you know, propping up the company that isn't making those types of games anymore, or follow the individuals that are now probably working at other companies or started their own company? Although I will say that isn't always the case, right? We look at like Supergiant Games. The people that have been working on those games since Bastion, mostly the same people. So we can continue to support that company, and I think that Supergiant has earned that trust and that renown as, I would say, a AAA company. Maybe not in terms of budget necessarily, although I do not know their budget. I just know their team size. I thought I made 2 headlights. Maybe not. Oh shit. Need more putty. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, for me, it's like, I think, you know, think of a game that is just visually beautiful, like Elden Ring. And this is, you know, in part to so many different teams, right? You have, of course, the artists, the 3D modelers, the texture artists, but then you have also the environment artists and the level designers that make these shots just extremely memorable. How many of their names do you know? At least for me, it's none. I know none of the people that made that game look as good as it does. And that, for me, that's kind of sad, because maybe they're not working at From Software anymore. Although I think they are, because I think that somebody from Software mentioned that they have very, very low turnover rate at the company. Meaning that the people leaving the company between each game or moving between projects in each game is very minimal. Primarily people like leaving the company. And that's a really great thing to hear. That means that the people that have made Elden Ring and, you know, the Souls games just so successful are still there making those games successful. Beautiful. Let's fix up this, and then I might have to call it a bit early. I have to build a computer. Battery. Let's test this out. Now that. Yeah, it's a new streaming PC. Okay, switch is on fast. There we go. Electrician's. It's like I was pushing that little mini PC to its absolute edge, and I couldn't expand the stream in any interesting ways, and I couldn't stream it anything better than 1080p 30 or 720p 60. So this should give me the chance to safely handle 1080p 60 and not have any of that be on the CPU. And then I can add more stuff that can rely on like the CPU, or even just use the graphics card, because the GPU in this computer will have its dedicated encoding chip. I'm pretty excited. Should be a pretty easy build too. There's nothing like too crazy with it. And then I will maybe tomorrow get it put into the office and get everything installed on there, and then maybe do a small test stream. I actually stream at 720 because you don't automatically get encoding options. We'll see what it can handle, because I at least need to output to 1080p 60 the disc. I haven't seemed to have anyone have a problem with that though. At least not yet. And it could be because I'm streaming to the Europe servers while most people are working, so I actually end up getting a pretty good deal with the options. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because I know for, if you're not a partner, they give you it based on availability. But I haven't seen at any point where my availability has been hindered yet. Can't get anything. We might play this some more. I think I've pretty much kind of seen everything in this game that I want to. I don't really have any incentive to like grind out all of the upgrades. I mean, it would be fun. It's not like it's an unfun game, but we only have a few days until Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody mention that they don't have quality options. I'm doing 1080p 60 right now. So far, I haven't seen myself not getting it. Let's put it that way. So I'll keep it in mind, but we'll see. And what I stream at, I can mess around with, but I want to at least have all of the VODs get saved as 1080p 60. So I'll just have to see what this GPU is capable of. I mean, it does sound like Twitch exactly, doesn't it? That basketball. Oh, there it is. Damn it. The reason I pushed so hard for partner because Algerian viewers Potato Internet kept complaining that they can't watch. I mean, I think it's going to be a while before I get partner. Getting partner as a game in the game dev category is pretty difficult. Ooh! I made it. Yeah. But we'll see. I'm not. I'll put it this way. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this for views. I'm not streaming for views. I'm streaming to make my game, and if people want to join me on that journey, I'm very glad to have them. I love it, but it is not the reason I'm doing it. And it doesn't mean, I should also clarify, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to improve the quality of the stream or have fun. I just want to make sure that my end goal is not to... I don't wake up in the morning thinking, okay, how can I get more viewers? I wake up thinking, what can we work on the game today? How can we push the game forward, right? I'm streaming first and foremost for myself, and to provide you guys with, you know, good content. But I don't look at it as I need to be on the top of the game dev category. You know, I need to get more views than Pirate Software, which will never happen. Like, I'm not trying to be competitive, I guess I could say. The only reason I would do 1080p 60 is because I just want to put it all on my YouTube. Having the every day of my game dev up on there is really important to me, and it provides a portfolio for me and my company. And having that be consistent, watchable quality is of high importance. Really hard, this basketball in this game. Damn it. 1080 is fine. Fiber is becoming increasingly common. I don't believe that there's too many people with lower, like 10 megabit. Well, especially now I saw that the in the US, the federal whatever commission, I forget their name, mandated that 100 megabits down is required now, minimum. They quadrupled the minimum requirement, which rare government W for the US, I'll put it that way. So we'll see. We'll see. If I can stream, if I have to stream at a lower quality for some reason, I at least need to make sure that I can stream at one quality and I can have second encoding done to output to my disk. And if the new GPU can handle that, then we're okay. But I like to use the same encoder for streaming that I do for output, just because it makes it more consistent. Got fiber a few days ago, went from 70 to 20 to 600, 100. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have fiber back in the States, and I have fiber here in Poland, and it's nice. Put it that way. It's cheap and it's nice. I just want one more basket before I leave. I mean, I like talking with you guys. Hey, I got it. Maybe that's the secret. You have to like balance it off of that too. Shit. Quality stream here. I will say, you know, this series was doing really well on YouTube. You know, I hope if you guys are still here after I beat the game watching me just make hoops, I really appreciate the love you guys gave this series on YouTube, and hopefully I can put out some more content like that. And if any of you were there watching and you have the time, or, you know, it works out well for your schedule, you should come visit us on the Twitch channel. You can chat with us live. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. Either way, I'm probably gonna get going. I'm gonna go build my PC and get Windows installed, get all the software I need up and running, and hopefully I can bring it in tomorrow to work. And if so, I will do some like test stream of something. But yeah, it was great seeing you guys. I really had fun playing this game. I'm glad we beat it, and definitely worth the money. It might be on sale, I'm not sure. So if you guys are looking for something to play, definitely consider giving Pacific Drive a try. Well worth it. Great indie game. Not That's exactly. I will see you guys. Take care. Love you all. It's up to everyone. Bye bye, guys. See ya. It was great hanging out. We'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully. And we'll be streaming from the new computer. We can give it a try. Worst case, I don't know. I'll let you know on the Discord or something if there's a major issue. Alright, see you guys.